case moves.
Just to play devil's advocate, Anthony, and I don't have to because there were justices there to do it for me, such as Setmayer and Cain, had this to say. They said that, well, if you grant a religious exemption for something like birth control, what about other things? People have religious, they have religious objections to vaccinations. They have religious objections to blood transfusions. Do you open the door to all of this? Which could be a huge implication if they decide to rule in favor of Hobby Lobby. I think that most taxes are immoral. And so, is there a separation between how I might view the Affordable Care Act, which is a tax requiring me to do certain things, and my particular freedom to exercise a religion that I might define with a large group of people? And
certainly, they would distinguish between a religion and simple morality.
But they could. But the question in terms of implication is where are you going to draw a line on religion? Does the federal government have to then define certain religions because a lot of people connect their morality to their religion?
That's where your point, though, your first bolded point of you have to prove that it substantially burdens. I don't think that you would be able to prove that that is substantially burdening you in the situation of taxes in terms of a religious sense. I think it's very different when you're looking at how this family, who is a Christian couple, how they're saying that this is substantially burdening their religion.
You know, walking through that test, it's really useful to walk through that test. Substantial burden, compelling interest. On the point of compelling interest, the government undercuts their own argument. This was brought up today because they granted exemption after exemption after exemption.
There are endless.
They've grandfathered plans, one after another.
Well, that actually highlights exactly what I was talking about just a minute ago, which is that the Obama administration wants this fight. They want to stick it to religious people. They want to rub their faces in it. They want to make them do things that they don't want to do. This is just establishing a legal precedent that will then be a mechanism for other things. Abortion down the line, recognition of gay wedding ceremonies, being a photographer, being a baker, whatever it may be. This is the entree into all of that, which is why Kathleen TheBlaze, she could have just said, fine, let's give you a 4 out of 20 exemption. You can do 16 and not the other 4.
I agree with you that the Obama administration is looking for this fight, but I think the best evidence is the third leg of that test, the least restrictive means. There are other ways to accomplish getting birth control. They can have the government pay for it. You can make it a non-prescription drug.
Or how about you choose not to work for a company like Hobby Lobby then? You have the freedom to work for whoever you choose. Why does the government have to force them to comply with all of these things within the bill when they already cover other things? There's other ways to get them.
Because it establishes that precedent. The government